And we are underway at Officer Recreation Reserve. And going up at the ruck there is Gaines for Officer, and then he was up against, I believe that was Templeton for Gembrook Cockatoo. And no tap to be won so far, so it'll be take two in the centre between both these teams. So both rucks go at it once again. Gaines winning the tap and doing it pretty well, but it was beautifully shucked there by Alcott, who sends it long the other way, and he's looking for his teammate out there in Darcy Williams, who's an emergency, a late in for this game, picked up beautifully by Williams. Can he get the handball away? No, he can't. Crestani lays a strong tackle now, flicking it away quickly was Aaron Ferredo. Didn't quite make the handball work. And now it's anyone's ball here. Gembrook Cockatoo winning themselves a free kick, are they? Now it's going to go the way of the Kangaroos. So what can they do here? They'll go across goal. It's a bit of a dangerous one, but it should work out okay to Moncton. Oh, he's under pressure. Alcott is there. Crashing the pack beautifully, though, as well. Look like Perkins. That's another free kick to the Kangaroos. So the kick comes out wide. It's not a bad-looking one, too. This is Charles. Just gets himself underneath it just in time. So Charles looks further afield. Short kick's a dangerous one. It's going to be cut off as well. And it should come back the other way to a mystery number 91. We've got a few number changes out there, Trent, which is not going to serve us any good. It's a long kick inside forward 50 that's not going to do him any good. Ball slips to ground level. No mark can be taken, and it will be a stoppage inside forward 50. So umpire McNeese throws the ball aloft. Both ruckmen to do battle, and no one could really win a clear tap. Wareham just slaps it forward, looking for his teammate that time in Frankie Trott. And nothing forthcoming, so it will be another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Brookers. So both rucks to do battle once again. Wareham this time going up in the ruck as a free kick for a hold. It's going to go the way of the Brookers. So Miles Wareham wins himself an early free kick, and this is the man that the Brookers wanted in his hands. He's usually pretty reliable in front of the sticks, and he'll line them up from about 25 out directly in front. Shouldn't have too many problems here for Miles Wareham. And just going to opt for a short run up as well. So important kick a goal here early days for the Brookers to get themselves underway. So Wareham now, a slow, deliberate approach. Certainly taking his time here, using the full use of the 30 seconds is Wareham. Umpire McNeese calls him to go, so Wareham begins a rather slow, steady approach here towards goal. So important shot of goal this for the Brookers. And Miles Wareham puts it away. First goal of the afternoon goes the way of the Brookers, and they've currently got the lead 1-0-6. Officer yet to score.
Yeah, the Brookers are off to a flying start. They dominated a lot of the play there from the get-go. Obviously getting the first clearance of the game and have dominated since then in the early stages. Still only 3 minutes into the quarter, but Officer haven't looked like to get it past that halfway mark, Aidan.
100% right there, Trent, and started really well, as you say. They've currently won the territory battle so far, and the ball will go back into the middle. And we've got a few interesting number changes here, Trent, which we're going to have to figure out at quarter time, unfortunately. So back in the middle now.
So back in the middle now. Here's Officer chance to get the clearance, and they're going to get the free kick, and it's going to come back to Ashcard. They've taken the advantage, and a shot on goal here from Hutton all the way through.
It's goal.
Yeah, it's goal. It's carried through. It's Ryan Hutton gets the first goal on the board for the Kangaroos. Happened all so fast there, Aidan.
Yes, it did. No, you're absolutely right, Trent, and that's the definition of an instant response. So 1-0-6 apiece it is currently at the moment. Scores are all level.
So the ball comes back into the middle now. Instant response there from Officer.
So there we go. Both sides currently on a goal apiece for those just tuning in. And ball goes back in the middle now.
Ball's back in the middle. Umpire throws the ball up. Tap there, one down by Gembrook as they look to get this clearance, and they get the clearance. This is through Alcott. Alcott has his kick smothered and goes towards the boundary line. It's going to go over the boundary line for another stoppage and boundary throw-in. As the two rucks get into position, waiting for the umpire to throw it back in. The umpire gives his approach, and the ball is thrown back in now. Can he win the tap? Probably the Officer winning that tap. Both ruckmen getting the tap on it though. Snaking that, and now they're going forward here. Can they get a mark out the back? No, they can't. Dropped. There was a chance there. Mopping it up there was Marshall for the Brookers. Now kick down the line in search of Tilly, and Tilly's going to get a free kick for a chop of the arms. Tucked right on the boundary line, just in front of the commentary box. Tilly just opts to go backwards and finds a teammate in Marshall. Sorry, that is in Weller. Well, goes further wide to the other side of the ground and unable to hit his target in what looks like Hillard. And it's right on the other side of the ground now. It's going to be a boundary throw-in as well. So, Officer looking to get a bit more play moving there, but unable to capitalise on it as the ball trickles over the boundary line. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in for the two rucks to go out of here. The ball's thrown back in. Both rucks get a bit of a hand on it. Handballs are thrown out. Going hard there. Getting it for Officer there was Hutton. Getting a handball out. Now the ball's up on the ground. Now Officer have a chance to go forward. They get a kick inside forward 50. Can it might be taken? No, it can't. It trickles out to the back. Who can mop it up? By mopping it up there, looked like Ferrito. And a handball is going to go over the boundary line for a boundary
There we go,
throw-in.
Trent. We've found a couple of... So Dean Lesky is wearing 91
instead of
30, and Paddy Snoxall is wearing 39 instead of 44. So a couple of sneaky number changes there from the Brookers trying to pull a fast one on us. But anyway, it's a boundary thrown in the forward pocket for the Officer Kangaroos. That was Snoxall wearing 39 from number 44. Trent as the ball trickles towards the boundary line and finds its way over. Macro Demetrius unable to keep it in play. So it will be a boundary throw in outer side. In broadcast side of the ground. So hopefully we can keep up with those. Hopefully there's not too many other number changes. But anyway, it's a boundary throw in now. So it will be Snoxall on the ruck up against Gaines. And a long kick forward off the boot this time of Ashkar, and he sends it inside forward 50, and he's turned it over. As he know, he hasn't. So it's a mark inside forward 50. Handball across is a clever one. Long kick towards the pocket's not a very good one, and it'll trickle out towards the boundary line. Currently in the hands of Hudson. Kick was slightly smothered. Tilly couldn't quite win it for the Brookers, and now they get a clearing kick out of the defensive 50, but it's going to be turned over. It's out of bounds on the full, and Macro Demetrius has ball in hand. Reasonably long kick, and he's told to get right back in his mark here is Macro Demetrius. Chips it in short, not a bad looking kick this time. Finds a teammate in Charles. Charles loads up in the right boot, kicks to centre half forward, not a bad looking one. It's a really
mark.
Strong mark taken there. I think that might be by Seedsman, but we'll wait in a moment. So good mark inside forward 50 nonetheless. So a scoring opportunity here for the Kangaroos. Scores are all level at the moment at Officer Recreation Reserve, and it is in fact Mark Seedsman. So he'll line up directly in front. He'll probably have to kick from right in the paint of 50. But the big fella probably got the distance in him. It's just whether he's going to be able to go back and kick with accuracy. And this to give Officer the lead for the first time today. So very important shot at goal as Seedsman comes in. Once again, a very slow, deliberate approach as he lines them up. And yet, right from the arc of 50. Distance, not a problem. And neither was accuracy. He's put it through. Second goal of the day for the Kangaroos. They currently lead by 6 points, 2-0-12. Leads the Brookers 1-0-6.
Yeah, so after the first goal for the Brookers getting off the mark, Officer has responded with the next two. So they're moving the ball. They're probably dominating the play now. So it's completely flipped and gone in the way of Officer.
There we go. So very good start there for the Kangaroos, getting the first two goals after a quick start from the Brookers getting the first one. And ball back in the middle now as Snoxall do battle up against Gaines once again.
So Snoxall and Gaines getting in their position for the ruck. Ball's thrown up now. When the tap looked to be Gaines. No one getting a clean possession. Hutton manages to get a handball out. Mopping it up here for Officer is Maloney. And he goes sideways and finds a teammate at half back. This is in the hands of Claverino. Now he goes even wider and spoiled. He was looking for Hutton. Unable to hold the mark. And it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So as they always do, Aiden, they love to use the far side from where we are, so the binoculars get full use. The ball looks to be thrown in Gaines. And looks to be this time Tilly, or is he? They're just repositioning. It's Miles Wareham. He came in from a different angle, trying to change up his direction of the hit. As the ball's thrown back in now, tucked down. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Officer. Now, bringing it back in the middle, and a mark is taken in the middle of the ground. This is with Charles. Charles has it. He brings it out to the wing, looking for Brady. Can Brady hold the mark? No, it's spoiled well there by Welsh, and it's mopped up here now by Gembrook. And they just barrel it out of here. Is it going to stay in play? No, it's not. It's going to be out of bounds in the full. Officer had the chance to rebound here, and taking the kick for Officer. Looks like it's going to be Westra. That it is. So Wester now assesses his options right in front of us. Decides to go short.
Ooh.
And Unab, no 50. So taking it was Mockton. He plays on, gets a handball out. Tailing while there was Snoxel, and he gets a handball moving. So now here come Gembrook Cockatoo. They get into the middle of the ground, and a kick was smothered. So a partial pressure is put in on the middle of the ground. Can they get it out of here? No, it's going to be a boundary throw-in. About 70 for home for Gembrook Cockatoo as the two ruckmen get ready to go at it again. Going to the ruck this time for Gembrook Cockatoo. We have another player, Aiden, there. Another number 18.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out too. So a number 13 for Officer as well, Trent. So it's going to come back to Miles Wareham here. He's probably too far out to score. So he'll look to try and set it up. Used to have Big Michael Freda to kick to him. That's not a great kick there from... but here we go. This is an opportunity for Aaron Ferrito. Kick into the pocket. Doesn't quite work out for the time being. They still might be a chance. No one could quite get boot to ball on that occasion. Snoxel lays the tackle. And there will be a stoppage in the forward pocket here for the Brookers. So big opportunity now for Gembrook if they can get themselves that second goal and get themselves level once again. Both rucks going a bit early. Snoxel got a bit of a tap. And here's a kick towards goal. It's home. Very beautifully done there by Frankie. Tried to just snuck it through on the left boot and scores a level once again. So 2-0-12 it is apiece at the moment. And we've already gone 11 minutes into quarter number 1. So a good start here for the Brookers. After conceding the next 2 goals after kicking the first, they've got the scores level once again. The ball comes back into the middle of the ground and it looks like Miles Wareham will do the ruck duties on this occasion. So he'll probably give Snoxel a bit of a chop out as well, will the big fella. And as we can say, 2 goals, 0-12 apiece it is at the moment as the ball comes back into the middle. And both rucks do battle once again. Gaines just winning that tap easily and Wareham nearly
getting a free kick.
Shark the tap, and you're right, Trenny will be getting a free kick, so it's going to come back here for the Brookers. And Volta handballs across. Ferrito's kick was smothered and it should come back the other way. Gaines, though, the big fella just couldn't quite get down. And once again, Trott sends it inside forward 50, but then the ball spins back the other way. There's still a chance, though, the Brookers. Here's an opportunity now for Welsh, who kicks into the pocket just over the head of Joel Ferrito. Picked up by Cristani. Got the handball away. Joel Ferrito once again as he turned it over. No, he hasn't. Oh, long handball and a good strong tackle laid that time by Moncton. And it will be balled up at just inside forward 50 for Gembrook Cockatoo, who certainly were building there, just couldn't quite find the right player to get the shot at goal. The pressure from Officer was pretty good and it held up strong enough, so Gaines wins the tap that time, goes towards the boundary line, towards the outer side of the ground. Volta's in there for the Brookers. Plenty of place around the ball now. It's going to be a tough one to win. Bit of an interesting looking handball there, but the umpire calls them to go. Now it spills to the outer side. Chasing after it is Snooks, and he gets it under his control. Gets a kick onto the right boot. Not a bad looking one. No mark can be taken. Spills to ground level. Goes right back into the middle of the ground. The Brookers applying the pressure now. Trying to slap it forward there. That time was Schultz. Couldn't quite get under his control. Now here's an opportunity if Alcott can pick it up cleanly. He can. It's to get the handball away. Stepped around one. Does eventually get the handball away. Now they go inside forward 50. Not a bad looking kick, and Ferrito can't quite take the mark. They want front on contact to the Brookers. They're not going to get it now under all sorts of pressure. It's Claverino. And now as well, Ferrito wins it back, and there's a free kick here, is it? No, it's going to be a stoppage inside forward 50. So chaotic bit of play there, and an opportunity once again for Gembrook Cockatoo.
Taking it out of the ruck there for Officer was Gaines. Gets a handball out, but it's not going to go very far. It's going to be another stoppage. So 2 rucks to go out again. Gaines in our mystery 18. This ball to be thrown up. Gaines winning the tap down and trying to get a kick away there for Officer was Ashgar, but it was smothered, and it's going to go over the boundary line for another stoppage for a boundary throw in. So we've gone 13 and a half minutes, scores even, 2 goals apiece. As the rucks get ready for the boundary throw in. As the umpire throws it back in, getting into front position there for Gembrook Cockatoo with Snoxel. He gets a handball away and it kicks towards goal, and it's going to go across for a behind and a minor score. So Gembrook Cockatoo get a minor score. Westra brings it back in for Officer, and he goes far to the other side and finds a teammate in Snooks. Snooks now plays on, then gets an overlap handball. Looks like to be Wester again. He goes down the line. Can a mark be taken? No, it can't. It's spoiled. But going back and getting it. Here they go. They're still going here, Officer. They're linking up for handballs. Can a mark be taken here? No. Going back with the flight. Really good stuff there. But here comes Gembrook Cockatoo. They mop it back up. And they put a long kick down the line. Macro Demetrius goes back and gets it. And then plays on. Then puts a short kick down the line. I don't know who to, and it's been turned over. Looks to be Mockton.
A Basaka, I think it was.
Basaka. And he gives a handball out there to Marshall. And the ball's trickled over the boundary now. It's going to be picked up by Ferrito. Right front on the other side, right near the scoreboard. As I knock the chair over, but we keep going. And the boundary.
Oh, no.
And a stoppage. And they've got it at half back now. They look to put it. They're coming across. They're coming really far back here, and this looks to be in the hands of Alcott.
It is, yep.
Alcott goes short into the pocket and misses his kick, and a mark is dropped there by Basaka by the looks of it. And it looks to be a boundary throw-in. Yep, it's going to be a boundary throw-in. 2 rucks to go at it. 2 rucks putting their hands up. Seedsman and Wareham. Ball's thrown up. Seedsman gets the tap backwards. Mopping it up there was Gembrook Cockatoo in the hands of Volta there. And they get a kick moving forward, but it's turned over. How can they rebound here? This is Westra. He goes one way, goes the other, then just goes short and finds a teammate about 15 metres away from him. Then they bring it wider, and they found another teammate just at the top of the 50. Now the inside 50 kick. Can it work? Mark going for the fly. Unable to hold the mark there. Was Officer. Looked like we're Becky. Now here come Gembrook Cockatoo coming back through the other way.
So they've done it pretty well, the Brookers. They've held off a couple of attacks. The kick goes over the head of Christiani. Now it comes back the other way. It's in the hands of Johnston. Goes towards the outer side of the ground. Now they can build can Officer. That's not a bad-looking kick too. Currently hits the chest of Beddoes. Beddoes sends him inside forward 50. Looking for Seedsman. It's just over the head. And they had the outnumber on that occasion, did Gembrook Cockatoo. And they've done that pretty well. And they can lock it up. And we will have a stoppage. And Trent, I can tell you now, I believe it is Michael Bourne is our mystery number 18 for Gembrook Cockatoo. So we'll... there he is just there. Been able to put the name to the face, fortunately. So we'll just have to figure out who our mystery number 13 is for Officer, and we should be all good. As the boundary throw-in comes back in once again, plenty of numbers surround the ball. The Brookers desperately trying to get the ball out of there, and they might be a chance now. It's currently in the hands of Marshall. Sends a long one to the left boot out as well, and he finds a teammate and Trott who's kicked a goal already, but now once again can reload, can Officer, and no mark can be taken. Spills to ground level. Now Matt Crow Demetris tries to bust a couple of tackles, gets a kick away just in time as a free kick. It's the outer zone umpire, and looks like he's going to pay it the way of Gembrook Cockatoo. We'll figure this one out in a moment. Just, a little bit confused here, Trent. Outer zone umpire. No, it's going to go Officer's way. So a free kick's going to go to Antonio Quash. We can line him up from about 25 out directly in front. So Quash. This to put Officer back in front as he comes in now from directly in front. No angle to deal with. And distance shouldn't be a problem either. So Quash comes in, stabs at it a little bit, but it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. So the desired result, 3-0-18, leads Gembrook Cockatoo at 2-1-13. And we have been going 18 minutes into quarter number 1. So ball comes back into the middle now, and pretty even contest so far. Just 5 points separating the two teams. Quash kicking his first goal of the afternoon, and 3 individual goal kickers so far for the Kangaroos. The vice-captain getting the job done there. And plenty to play for so far as well. We're nearly ticking into red time. And once again, Snoxall will go up in the ruck up against Gaines, I believe it is. Or in fact, it might even be Worsbecky who's going to go. It is, in fact, Worsbecky goes up in the ruck up against Snoxall. He just got the better of that tap, and he did it pretty well to Volta. He sends him inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Spills to ground level. Officer got plenty of numbers around this one too. That ball's not going anywhere. Eventually spills out. Volta's in there once again, trying hard to win the contested ball. Just couldn't quite do so. Got away from him. Now Officer can get the ball clear. For how long, though? That handball's an interesting one. It went over the head that time of Hutton. Now a chance once again for Gembrook Cockatoo. Templeton gets the handball away. Very nicely done. Volta, one more. Here's a goal. And that's a fantastic finish there for Gembrook Cockatoo. Welsh puts it away, and they're back in front of the Brookers. 3-1-19. Currently leads Officer 3-0-18.
Yeah, it's just good ball movement there. Wasn't adding continuous pressure.
That's it, exactly right, Trent. They locked it up, and they've done that pretty well so far at both teams when they've gone inside forward 50, taking the opportunities, and accuracy in front of goal is going to be very important as we wait for the ball to go back in the middle of the ground. And we're just about to tick into red time, and both teams have already got 3 goals on the board. So good start to this game, good flowing play, which is always good to see as well. And once again, it'll be Snoxall up against Worsbecky in the ruck.
Snoxall up against Worsbecky in the ruck. Thank you, Aidan. 19.5 minutes gone in the first. Worsbecky gets the tap down, but mopping it. Gembrook Cockatoo getting the clearance. They get a kick inside forward 50. Can it might be taken? No, and Farid unable to hold it, but he gets the ball back and does an interesting looking kick, but it's going to work. No, just falls short of the player there in Walsh. And a tackle is laid, and it's going to be a boundary throw in inside 450 for Gembrook Cockatoo. So they have another chance to get another goal before the break. As Becky will go up and get the tap there for Officer. But Gembrook Cockatoo stay down, mop it. They get a few handballs here, Officer. And they look to try and get out. But the continuous pressure from Gembrook Cockatoo is enormous here. And it goes over the boundary line there for a boundary throw in. So Gembrook Cockatoo just consistently putting on that pressure, unable to allow Officer to get that rebound kick outside of the defensive 50. As the ball's thrown back in here, was Becky again, wins the tap for Officer, unable to take full momentum of that and advantage Officer. But here they might be out here with a little tap, but gathering it there on Gembrook, but a really nice tackle laid there by the vice captain and quash of Officer. And a bit happens after the play. And they look to be up now. Ball's getting ready to throw up. Umpire resumes play here. Whereas Becky probably gets a tap, but Snoxel stays down and puts a barrel inside 450. Can it might be taken? No, it can't. Who stays low? Mopping it at the bottom there was Frazzetto. Gets a handball out. Now mopping it up. Here is Lasecki.
It's a free kick, I think, to the Brookers. Frazzetto got a high one by the looks of it.
Yeah, Frazzetto's going to come back and he'll kick this from about 45 by the time he makes contact off the boot and finishes his run-up. So Frazzetto now begins his approach. Kicks on his way, doesn't quite make the distance, so just pops it to the top of the square, and it looks like it's going to be punched over for a rush behind, and that it is. So Gembrook Cockatoo with another score on the board with a rush behind. And they look to bring it back in, Officer. Through, it looks to be in the hands of Hagger, the vice captain. And he's at the top of the square, and he decides to come straight up the middle. Dangerous kick. But unable to hold the mark was Gembrook Cockatoo, but they're going to get the free kick here, and Fleski gets the free kick and puts it inside 450. Can a mark be taken? Unable, just falling short. It was Joel Ferrito. And it's going to go over the boundary line. Joel Ferrito chasing hard for it. They managed to keep it in. Off the Kangaroos managed to get the handball over to Quash. Quash now gets another handball and they link up, put it down the wing, but it's turned over. At the back 50, taking that nice mark there. Gembrook Cockatoo was Phillips.
So Phillips sends it back inside forward half territory, and Tilly this time turns, and he's turned it over, so now it's an opportunity to go back the other way for Officer. Currently now in the hands of Charles, who's got a couple of options. He goes short this time with a kick, not a bad one to Maloney. Maloney now chips it over the top. They continue to press to the Kangaroos. Now currently with it is Perkins. Not Perkins, in fact, sorry, it's Worsbecky, and Worsbecky finds an option in Quash. It's a good kick into the pocket. Spall came in late, and that was a pretty nicely done Spall there by Weller, and it will be a ball up inside forward 50 now for Officer. So good little build up there on the broadcast side of the ground. And Officer now with an opportunity, currently trailing by 2 points. So both rucks do it. Gains back in the ruck this time for Officer. Picked up nicely there by Aaron Ferreira. Got the handball away just in time. Under all sorts of pressure on this occasion was Basaka to be good at the handball away. Now long kick to a one-on-one. Oh, just couldn't quite stick the mark in the end there was Johnston. Now this is an opportunity this time for Snooks, who's taking the tackle. The Brookers want ball. They're going to get it. So nice strong tackle laid on that occasion. Nicely done there by Frazzetto in the end. Bourne looked to take the free kick, but it will be in the hands of Frazzetto. He's probably the better user of the two. Frazzetto wheels onto the right boot, and it's going to be downfield. And so they had that one covered off. That's a silly mistake, and now Joel Ferrito will take the free kick. About a kick and a half from home. Interesting looking ball. Macro Demetrius is going to cut this one off, gets the handball back, but Volta cut that one off, and he finds a man inside the centre square. Now it's Aaron Ferrito under all sorts of pressure, got the handball away just in time. Basaka slapped it out towards the outer side of the ground. They're under all sorts of pressure here, Gembrook Cockatoo. And in the end, I think this is going to be balled up about 60 metres out from goal for the Brookers. So chaotic bit of play here for both sides, as umpire McNeese will throw the ball aloft. So still Snoxel in the ruck. Once again up against Gaines. Gaines went too early and Snoxel waited at ground level, got the ball, and that's a free kick that's going to go the way of the Kangaroos. So just an infringement there from Snoxel. Gaines with a free kick. Got a couple of options and decides to go to the outer side of the ground. Does Gaines. That's not a bad looking kick as well, so they can build off this. Can the Kangaroos? Long kick to half forward's not a bad one, but it just falls short of Seedsman. Did pretty well, the big fella, to pick it up, and in the end he just couldn't quite complete the job. And it will be a boundary throw and outer side of the ground. So plenty of time still, probably a couple of minutes for a goal for either side here, you would think. Already been 3 goals aside for both teams. Important boundary throw on this, so Snock still up against Gaines. Probably have to say that Gaines has just had the better of the ruck contest so far, but it's been fairly even. Gaines gets to the front as well, wins this tap on this occasion. Plenty of players going to ground. Now they can send it inside forward 50. Officer Seedsman's in the area, just over his head. Weller got the tap in just in time. Kick out the back, and here's a goal for the Kangaroos. Off the ground, Valentine, and they're back in front. So good stuff there for the Kangaroos. They get the lead back. 25 minutes gone into quarter number 1. 4-0-24. Currently leads 3-2-20 and can't be too long left into quarter number 1, Trent.
No, it can't be. What's it, 25 and a half minutes gone this quarter, Aiden, so far, I believe. Yep, that's correct. So, yeah, probably maybe 2 more minutes at max, maybe 3. You'd think it hasn't been awful amount of stoppages, I didn't think.
No, certainly not. A couple of goals which have probably slowed it down a little bit, but been a pretty free-flowing sort of game as well, which is always good to see as the ball goes back into the middle.
Yes, ball goes back in the middle. Gaines and Snoxel do battle. The umpire ready to throw the ball up. The ball's thrown up now. Winning that was Snoxel, but it's going to be a free kick and it's going to go to Gaines by the looks of it. Yes, it is. Just an infringement again. The block unable, blocking his run, so he couldn't get across to get the tap. Just putting that arm out. So it's something you can't do. The umpires are straight onto it. Gaines is a handball backwards, and he's handballed into trouble. He's put his teammate Hudson into trouble, and it's not holding the ball. I don't know how, Aiden. They managed to get out of that one. The kick picking up here is Hagar, the vice captain. He puts a kick inside forward 50, and a mark is taken. And taking that mark there is Valentine, the goal kicker from the last goal kicker. The mark is dropped, and Gembrook Cockatoo get to rebound from the defensive 50. A kick wide, looking for Frazzetto. Frazzetto holds the mark. Frazzetto now has a look at his options, and he puts it down the line, looking for Joel Ferrito. Mark is taken by Ferrito. Ferrito looks to bring it back in the middle. He has a man here in Trot. Trot holds the mark. Trot now puts it inside forward 50 to the advantage.
No.
Great spoil there from the officer player. Managed to keep it in. Handball over the top, looking for Quash. Now the ball is on the ground. The defensive 50 looks to be a free kick on the way of Quash, and it is. So there's the end of the first quarter.
Difference in the first quarter and run away in the second quarter. Gaines up against Snoxel, and Gaines wins the tap and straight away gets it down to our mystery number 13. No one can get a clear possession of it so far, and there's a free kick already, and this is going to go the way of the Brookers. So high contact to Tilly, who just looks around for a couple of options. He's got Volta out on his own, but he decides to go just long down the line. Pretty good looking kick, looking for Ferrito. That's a good strong mark taken there. Very nicely done that time there by Jake Brady. He looks to go across goal and eventually chips it up the line dangerously, and that's very nicely done on that occasion there by Trot. And it's a 25-metre penalty, so Trot will be within range.
He's already kicked the one today as well, Trot.
Yeah, he did. He got one in the first quarter, and we'll get another opportunity here to give Gembrook an early lead in the second quarter. So a bit of a silly mistake there from the officer defence, and Trot now will line him up from only about 20 metres out in a slight angle. So umpire McNeese right onto that one. So in comes Trot now. Pretty short run up it is. And a pretty straightforward opportunity, you would think. And he puts that one away. Oh, he's at the post, has he? Gee, it's a bad miss there. That's a golden opportunity gone begging there for the Brookers. So they still trail 3-3-21. Trails 4-0-24. And Trot misses what was a pretty regulation shot at goal. As it comes back the other way. Dangerous kick down the middle of the ground. But Gaines in the end holds the mark. And he did quite well, because that could have easily been a turnover. And now the ball's going to have to come back to him. So what can they do here, Officer? Gembrook have had enough time to just get the defence set up. So he might even handball around the back here. Gaines, he's got Ashkar calling for it, but he decides against that one, Gaines. So he's probably just going to chip it long down the line. He just goes short with that kick, and that's not a bad one there to Perkins. Perkins goes short to Brady. Brady has Charles as a short option, but he looks to probably go further afield. Now he kicks across goal, and he does go to Ashkar in the end. He was calling for the kick, just makes the distance. So just not really sure where to go at the moment, Officer. Ashkar just goes short once again and does that pretty well to Charles. Charles chips it across once again to Brady. The kick. Oh, gee, got a funny bounce, Brady, and he's under pressure. They might be in now, Gembrook Cockatoo, if someone can pick it up cleanly. Little kick forward, but very nicely done there in the end of the last moment there by Hutton. And they're still under pressure, though, are the Kangaroos. Hutton with it once again. They might be able to get the ball clear now, but for how long? Westra was taken in the tackle. The Brookers really applying the pressure nicely here. Plenty of numbers around this one. Picking it up at ground level there was Johnston for the Kangaroos, and now they're away. And it's currently in the hands of the vice-captain there in Hagar, who sends the ball forward, but it's going to be turned over once again. Here's an opportunity. Weller chips it inside forward 50, but his kick was turned over as well. And now it'll come back the other way for the Kangaroos. Up and under ball's going to be a tough one to mark. Oh, gee. Flying back desperately there was Moncton, but he couldn't quite get under his control. Now this is an opportunity for Alcott. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Oh, well done there. Very well done by Maloney. Sends it back the other way. It's a pretty good kick. Getting out the back this time is Valentine. Can he get under his control? He can. He runs into the open goal and puts it away. 10 points the margin. 5-0-30. Now currently leads 3-3-21. Good start for the Kangaroos.
Good start for Valentine too, putting through his second.
Yep, that's it, Trent. Very good start, and he's reading the play pretty well at the moment. And that's a good start there for Officer. A bit of a 2-goal turnaround. Gembrook Cockatoo had the opportunity down there and didn't take it. And Officer get one back. So 9 points the margin, and the ball's back in the middle.
Yeah, so it comes back to the middle now. Umpire get into position here. It's going to be a free kick against Officer going to Snoxall. Don't know exactly what it was for. Snoxall puts it to the top of the 50. Can it be taken? Yes, it can. And it's going to be a 25-metre penalty as well.
Christopher Bourne it is.
Christopher Bourne will line up from about 25-30 out. We'll probably be able to convert from here, you'd think, Aiden. So he gets into position. Umpire calls play here. Resumes the play. So ball now. Ginsy's approach. Kicks coming in. Kicks off the boot. Looks pretty good. It's coming back. Umpire does it. Beats across the face. Aiden for a minor score.
There you go. So another disappointing result. That was a similar spot to where Trott had his shot at goal and Bourne.
So he was 43, now 18.
Yes, I believe that is the case. So we just got to we'll figure out that number 13 and half time, I reckon, Trent.
Yeah, so bringing it back in here for Officer was Hutton looked like. And it's going to be brought. They're on the far wing. Just track of the ball there, but they look to come through the middle now. Tackle pressure for Gembrook Cockatoo was good as they get it, and they put it back inside 450. And they've got one out the back here. One out the back they do in Snoxville.
How's that happened, Trent?
I don't know, but the pressure was humongous there.
Pressure was good, and yeah, you're right.
And they've managed to apply that pressure, and they've got one out the back. How do you leave someone out the back like that? You can't miss him. He's tall.
No, well, that's exactly what I was thinking, Trent. I couldn't believe he had about 20 metres of space.
So now Snoxville will line up. It's been pretty good in the ruck so far. Kick off the boot, looks pretty good, and straight through. Aiden Snoxville puts it through for another goal.
Here we go, and that's very good from the big ruckman. Good accurate kicking, and they needed that one.
He's been good in the ruck early.
He has started very well, and that'll give him some confidence as well. A goal. Always good for the big ruckman if they can go forward, Trent, and kick a couple of goals, and that's what Snoxville's been able to do there. So the ball comes back into the middle of the ground now, and it's 2 points the difference at the moment. Brookers with a couple more scoring shots, but currently it is Officer with a 2-point lead. The accurate kicking just getting the job done for them. So Miles Wareham's going to go on the ruck this time for the Brookers. Snoxville's going to get a bit of a break. He might stay up forward there for the moment, and he will. So Wareham up against Gaines. Gaines got up nicely and won the tap, and he managed to rove it off his own tap as well. Now the ball's currently in the hands there of Snooks, who can send him inside forward 50, but his handball goes astray. Now they're under all sorts of pressure. Ferreira picked it up nicely onto the left boot, up and under ball. Going to be a tricky one to mark. No one can as well. It spills to ground level. Chasing after it is Perkins. Officer couldn't quite get under his control. Now Frazzetto lays a strong tackle, and he wins it as well. Frazzetto, little kick off the boot, and he's won a free kick for a hold, has he? Now it's going to go the way of the Kangaroos. So a little reprieve there for Officer, and it will go the way of Perkins. And he's not really too sure where to go at the moment as Riley Perkins, but he'll just load up in the right boot and send it to about half forward. Looking for Gaines, who flies. Can't take the mark. That's a good spoil that time there from Bourne. Picked up by Volta. He's tackled straight away. No one can get the ball clear. Wareham's in the air as well. He tries to go at ground level. Wasn't quite the big fella's forte now. Long kick off the boot this time. Goes inside forward 50. They might get another one out the back here. Wurzbecki. Was he taking over the banter line? No, he kept it in play. Centres it to Seedsman. Seedsman chips it back to Maloney, who's taken the mark.
Has he got the distance, though, Aiden?
I'm not 100% sure, Trent, but it looks like he's going to back himself in, Brent Maloney. He won himself a free vacuum cleaner earlier today as well. We've got a couple of photos of that, which will go on the social media page, but he's going to back himself on the set shot here as Brent Maloney. So this is a pretty decent kick. He's going to have to probably kick from about 51, 52 metres. Bit of an angle, but we've got a perfect view of it from here in our commentary position. So in comes Maloney now. And a pretty short run up as well. Goes out a little bit of an arc right on the arc. He started on line. It just drifts across to the right. And it is through for a behind. So 5-1-31. Currently leads Gembrook Cockatoo 4-4-28. Very close game. And that's the first blemish on the scoreboard there for Officer. And the captain of the Kangaroos just offline.
Yeah, so I know they bring it back in here. Can it might be taken? No, it can't. So it trickles out the back. Picking it up there. For Officer was vice captain Hagar. He's tackled by Alcott. And probably, if he didn't do that last handball, he might not have been pinned. It was just that last handball. The umpire's caught holding the ball. So getting it and breaking off half back is Miles. He puts it inside 450 and then Mark is taken again. They found one out the back. That's Knoxville again.
It looks like it is.
It is. So he's just getting himself in really good positions. I don't know how you can miss him, Aiden. Like, there's one clear, obvious reason why you couldn't miss him. I won't say it, but like he's tall. But you get what I'm getting at, Aiden.
Oh, no, 100%, yeah.
I don't know how you can miss him. But it's coming in. On the way now. Kick off the boot. Looks all right. Looks good. They made the distance. Looks like it might have. Waiting for the old clear. The umpire nods his head. He's giving it a goal. So 2 for Snox in the second quarter.
And Gembrook are back in front. 5-4-34. Now currently leads Officer Kangaroos 5-1-31. So a couple of mistakes here from the Kangaroos defence. As Trent mentioned, Snoxville's got 2 goals and somehow he snuck out the back on both of them. Didn't have to contest. And you certainly can't be letting the big man get a clear run and jump at it like that. So
definitely not.
So they'll need to fix that up. Will the Officer defence and the ball goes back in the middle and Wareham's back in the ruck, Trent.
So Wareham in the ruck. Up against Gaines. So ball's thrown up. Gaines wins that tap. Can Officer get this clearance? Yes, they do. They get it through Hutton. He puts it inside forward 50. Looking for Seedsman. Just falls short. Picking it up here nicely, though, with Valentine. Puts a kick inside forward 50. Can it be taken cleanly? Was Becky taking after it? And it's going to be a boundary throw in deep inside the forward 50 of the Officer Kangaroos. The ball's going to be thrown back in here. Wareham and Seedsman doing the ruck work this time for Officer. Ball's thrown in. Wareham gets to the front and then gets the tap down. But Seedsman stays down. Snap towards goal. Isn't quite there. Just across the face. So first behind for Seedsman the afternoon. 1 goal, 1 for him.
Yep, so just didn't quite get it on line on that occasion. So Weller will take the kick-in duties for the Brookers. Looks further afield. Not really a whole lot to go to, so they've set up the huddle pretty well, have Officer. And in fact, it's not Weller who's taking the opportunity, it's Hillard. And he goes long on the right boot to the outer side of the ground. No mark can be taken, and there's a free kick. And I think this is going to go the way of the Kangaroos, and it is. So, I haven't quite spotted who's got the free kick opportunity. But I think it's in the hands of Aaron Miles. Miles. Not really too sure where to go, but you think you just go long inside forward 50, and that's what he'll do. Gaines is in the area, so too is Seedsman. No mark. Gaines got it off hands, got the handball away, but he's turned it over. And I reckon this will be a stoppage inside forward 50, and it will. Only about 10 metres from goal here for Officer. So a good opportunity now for the Brookers. For the Kangaroos, sorry. In fact, they're only 10 metres from goal. Officer under pressure, so Snoxville did well. He came in very late there, but he's turned it over. This should be marked, and it will be. So Claverino, probably 2 for 8 to score. Loads up on the left boot, chips it to about 40 metres out. Vision wasn't too bad. The execution of the kick probably wasn't the best, though, and the free kick will go the way of the Brookers on this occasion. So they get out of jail. And Volta kicks across goal. That should work out okay once again to Hillard, who chips it short up the line. That's a pretty good kick as well. That time to Schultz. Schultz in no hurry. He might chip back across goal, and he does. So he goes back to Hillard. Hillard's got Bourne across to the back pocket, and that's where he goes. So, slow, methodical build here for Gembrook. They've not really got any passage to goal just yet. Tilly's on his own further up the line, and that's where Bourne goes. Long up the line. Frazzetto's in the air as well. Not Frazzetto, sorry. In fact, it was Alcott. Once again, trying to win it at ground level. There was Claverino for the Kangaroo. Strong tackle late on Tilly, and he's been pinged. And a shot towards goal. Has missed everything. I think it's going to come back, though. No, it's a boundary throw in. Or Trying to figure out what's happening here, Trent. A little bit of confusion. So a little conference between the umpires. We'll figure out what's going to happen in a sec. Did the ball pitch short? Did it hit the post on the full? It's a boundary throw in. There we go. So good opportunity once again for the Kangaroos. Stoppage inside forward 50.
Coming off too.
Yeah, you're right, Trent. Here's probably a little bit of a corky there. So Seedsman in the ruck up against Snoxall. Snoxall to the front wins the tap. Huge numbers around the ball now. This might be an opportunity. Lesky, if he can pick it up cleanly, he does. He gets the handball away, but it was sharked beautifully by one of the officer players. Couldn't quite pick it up in the chaos of the ball, and now getting a handball away clearly there. Looked to be Phillips of Gembrook, Cockatoo, and now they get the kick clear, and that's a really nice one as well to Crostani on the outer side.
Crostani now gets it on the other side. They look to bomb it down the line. Can they get a mark in Bourne? Just falling short of taking the mark there. Now, picking up his vice-captain, Hagar. He does a couple of loops and then brings it back in Bourne and finds a teammate in Westra. Westra now brings it even wider to Valentine, but it's spoiled. But Valentine manages to go back and get it and tackled straight away. It's going to be a high contact free kick going the way of the officer.
Perkins, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Perkins as he brings it wider to Quash. He takes the mark, the vice-captain, and he comes even shorter to Ashka. Ashka now gives a handball out to the teammate running with him, and he gets it back for a 1-2 as he runs into a dead end. Yes, he has. He's running to a massive tackle there by Tilly.
Yep.
And it's holding the ball. Okay, that part's a bit stiff, Adam.
Oh, look, I think the turn was just what gave it away, Trent. It's, yeah, probably just, I think he saw him coming. It's a little bit harsh, but I don't think it was a terrible decision. But Tilly sends it back down the line, Trent.
Back down the line, Tilly to a 2-on-1. Can a mark be taken out the back? Noah Calm, Gembrook, Cockatoo look to go forward through Welsh. The ball's at the bottom of the pack now. Who can get this clean possession? Probably a couple free kicks in there. Unable to be seen as a handball gets put out. Here you go, Gembrook, Cockatoo. Aaron Ferrito's got it now, but he's tackled straight away by Quash. Oh no, it's not Quash. But the massive pressure here by Officer as it's going to be a ball up inside the forward 50 of Gembrook Cockatoo. So it's been tight all game. 2 points in the margin. It's been, 14 minutes? Yeah, 14 and a half minutes in the second quarter as the ball's balled up. Picking up here is Hutton at ground level. Gets a handball out. No clean possession being won here. The umpire's probably going to blow his whistle again. That he does. It's trickled over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in as we're working with obstacles here, Aiden.
So I'll give you a chop out, Trent. I've got a better view of it from here.
Need a neck massage after this one.
It's a boundary throw-in here in the forward pocket for the Brookers. And the tap one there from the back that time by Gaines. Here's Frazzetto, tries to spin through trouble. Got the kick away, but he turned it over. Now it comes back the other way through Hudson, but his kick was smothered. Under all sorts of pressure now is Beddoes. Still a chance here, the Brookers. They're fighting desperately, though, Officer, and they get, oh no, but Ashcar spilled the ball at the inopportune time. And Gembrook are applying the pressure heavily here at the moment, and the Kangaroos are under siege at the moment. Eventually they do find the stoppage, and yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. We've got this little shelter here which causes a few problems here at Officer, but it's back into a better viewing point now. So it's a stoppage at half forward for the Brookers. And I think Bourne's going to go up with the ruck this time, and Gaines once again wins it. Is having a really good day so far. Ashkar gets a kick clear, chasing after his Macro Demetrius. He's going to be in a 1-on-1 with Weller. Oh, he did really well. Macro Demetrius busts the tackle, got the handball away. Here's an opportunity for Quashy. We get to the handball receive. Handball's over the top once again. Maloney's going to call for it. Oh, he spilled it, Maloney, at the inopportune time. Bourne slaps it back dangerously. It might work out okay, though. They're under all sorts of pressure here, the Brookers. The kick comes away just in time from Schultz. Up and under ball. Oh, Ferrito couldn't take the mark. Frazzetto at ground level did it beautifully. Got the handball away just in time. Ferrito slaps it back towards the boundary line. Oh, very well done there by Ashkar. Flicked it across, and now it's currently under the control of Hutton. And, oh, gee, that's going to be a very tough one to mark. That'll come down with snow on it. Lesky in the area, fists it towards the boundary line. Now they're an opportunity once again. The Kangaroos, but that handball's been turned over, and that's going to be a ball up, I would say. Absolute chaos out there at the moment. It's 2 points the margin in match of the round, and it's a very tight contest at the moment. Very, very action-packed game this is. It's 2 points. 5-4-34 the score. Currently leads Officer. 5-4-32. The Brookers lead by 2 points, and it's all happening. So once again, Snock's on the ruck up against Gaines. Umpire McNeese just telling Connor Alcott there just to get back into position on the bench there. Outside of the interchange gate. So now here's a chance once again. Ferrito got it across to Tilly. Tilly chips it back inboard. It's a dangerous kick, but it'll work out okay for the time being. Now it's currently in hands of Trotter. Goes across, and that's a really good vision. Very nicely done on that occasion there to Templeton. who just waits a couple of moments. Templeton backtracks, then sends him inside forward 50. Wareham has got it. And he's within range, Trent. He'll probably kick from right on the arc of 50 miles, Wareham, but he's the right man to have it in his hands. Their main goal kicker for the last couple of years is the big fella, the number 6 for the Green Jumpers. Man of the mark, just inside forward 50. So it's a big kick required, but Wareham's got the journey for sure. That's just about the accuracy on this occasion. As the big fella, he's got this slow, deliberate approach that he likes to set up with Miles Wareham as he comes in now. 18 minutes gone into the second quarter. It's 2 points the margin. This to put it out to 8 points. In he comes from right on the arc of 50. Distance is no issue at all. And he's put it home. A very nice kick there from Miles Wareham. Sends it through from outside 50. And it's an 8 point margin. 6-4-40. Gembrook Cockatoo currently led officer 5-2-32.
It's his second, correct?
What's that?
That's his second.
That is his second goal. That is that. He kicked the first goal of the game in the first minute. And he's got another one here. So 8 points the difference now for Gembrook Cockatoo. Very nicely done there by Miles Wareham. 8 points the difference as the ball goes back into the middle. And once again, it'll be Snoxall on the ruck. Up against Versbecker, I think it is on this occasion, Trent.
Versbecker up against Snoxall. Snoxall's kicked 2 this quarter. Done well when he pushed deep inside the forward line, getting out the backs of the ball. Was thrown up here. Snoxall gets the tap down and busting through was Tilly. But it bounces out to Ashcart. Now a few handballs, they link up off the side and then they look to go through forward. And they've got a few players out here. Maloney puts it inside forward 50 and it's a beautiful kick and he's found a teammate on the lead. Beautiful use of the ball there. Just trying to get who the player is. Don't quite see who it is, but it was a beautiful kick by Maloney. That inside 50 kick just put out to the advantage. As he lines up now. Kinsey's approach. Off the boot now. Kick looks pretty good. Just across the face. Flying at the back. But unable to hold the mark there. Looks to be Valentine.
So it's Gaines with a kick at goal just across Gaines. The face.
Now, Gembrook Cockatoo look to bounce back now. They put it back. Kick it back in. Can Amar be taken? Seadsman flies. He's pushed out of the way and the umpire does see it. So Seadsman's going to get it back. Seadsman now assesses his options. There's a couple options inside forward 50, but he just puts it to the pack of players. Can Amar be taken? No, it can't. Squash goes in. Snaps a goal, but umpire's picked out a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Gaines.
So he gets another opportunity, Trent.
Is it going to Gaines or is it going to Becky? Believe it's Gaines. Yeah, he didn't know himself because he went to run off there to go back to the goal line as the tall forwards and ruckman do stand on the goal line, but then umpire goes, no, it's your kick. And he's just going to get the footy back now. It's gone after the snap from Quash. But
it's a big opportunity, this, isn't Trent? Got to get the margin back to that 1 point. Just ticked into overtime. Oh, ticked into red time, in fact.
Yeah, so Gaines now will line up. By the time he kicks this, he'll probably be about that 35-40 out. So Gaines played most of the game so far in the ruck. Pushed forward late in this quarter. Begins his approach. Kicks off the bird and looks all right. Yes, it's in. So it's back to 1 point in the margin just before the break of half-time.
Gee, you just can't separate these two teams at the moment. And that's good for Gaines. He missed the one just a minute ago, but he puts through the second opportunity. It's back to 1 point in the margin. 6-4-40, Gembrook Cockatoo lead. Officer 6-3-39. And we've gone 21 minutes into quarter number 2. And it's been a very close contest so far in match of the round in round 6 between Officer and Gembrook Cockatoo as the ball comes back into the middle. And it's Vursbecky back in the ruck up against Snoxall for Gembrook Cockatoo. And it is just 1 point in the margin, so very close contest so far here at Officer Recreation Reserve, which is just what we like to see, and it's been pretty action-packed as well. So Snoxall just got the better of that tap. Tilly sharked it beautifully too, but now Officer can go back the other way. The ball comes back to Maloney, tries to slip the tackle, has to go back to Ashkar, who's under all sorts, but he gets it across to Macro Demetrius, who finds Quash, and they can just steady at the moment for the time being, count Officer. So Quash, call to go. And he's just going to go long down the line, you would think. Just chips it about 30 metres. That's a good kick as well. But Forsbecky just dropped the mark at the inopportune time. Maloney did it pretty well. Now that's a dangerous handball. Maloney under all sorts of pressure. He's taken the tackle straight away. And umpire Nice is going to pay. Oh, gee, that is red hot. Didn't think he had a lot of pride there, Brett Maloney. There we go. So, anyway, comes to Weller, but now it's going to come back to Snoxall. So Snoxel, he's going to go across goal. This is an interesting decision, but it might work out okay. So currently in the hands there of Marshall, who continues to go to the outer side of the ground. That's a pretty good kick in this occasion to Hillard, who chips it back inboard, this time to Basaka, who spilled the mark. And now there's an opportunity for Beddoes if he can get it cleanly, but the Gembrook players come in and give aid to Basaka, and it will be a stoppage forward or centre for Officer. So interesting decision that was to go back across goal, and could have been costly, but it's a stoppage for the moment. So both rucks to do battle. Snoxel up against Vorsbecky. Snoxel didn't quite win that tap on that occasion. Long kick down the line should be cut off, but it spills through the hands on that occasion there, and it might come back the other way for Officer. Kick down the line's not a bad looking one, and Beddoes takes the mark just inside. Now he wheels around onto the right boot. Short kick. It's on a very good one though, and he's turned it over. Hillard reading that play very well, and he goes back inboard to Weller. Weller has an option over the top, looking for Alcott, who's in a bit of a 2-on-1. Spills over the top. This is a big opportunity now for the Brookers, and they can win out the back. Wareham did well, got the handball to Alcott. Alcott looks to go back to Wareham, but it was sharked nicely there by Brady. Sends it back the other way. That's a really good kick, and Gaines is on the end of it. Handballs it nice at that time on that occasion there to Mockton. Mockton goes into the middle of the ground, and running too far. There we go. Umpire McNeese all over that one. It's going to come back for the Brookers. So interesting mistake there from Moncton. Just ran a little bit too far, said umpire McNeese, and it'll come back to Aaron Ferrito. Oh, no, it won't. In fact, it will. No, it is Aaron Ferrito. There we go. So Ferrito wheels onto the left boot. Chip to half forward. It's going to go over the heads of everyone at the moment. Tracking the ball back is Johnston, and there's another free kick on this occasion. And I think it's going to stay with the Brookers. No, it's going to go the way of Officer on this occasion. So Jake Brady with the free kick, who just chips it short on this occasion, finds Hudson. And they're just taking it side at the moment. Quash will be on the end of this kick, and he takes the mark steadily. And in absolutely no rush at the moment are the Kangaroos. So Quash chips it short once again. Not a bad looking kick on that occasion to the vice-captain and Hagger. Hagger not really too interested in a lot of options at the moment. So he just goes short as well, and no mark can be taken there by Snooks. Now Gembrook might be a chance. Macro Demetrius, was he dispossessed? Umpire calls him to go. Walcott got the handball back to Tilly. Tilly backtracks to Basaka. Little check side on the right boot, but that's going to be turned over. Quash couldn't take the mark though. Attacking it hard was Joel Ferrito. Now crashing the pack two was Hudson, and that'll do us for half time here at Officer Recreation Reserve. In the second half, Gaines and Snoxel to do battle once again. And it is Gaines who won the tap, but it was nearly, Snoxel, and it was Gaines who nearly sharked that tap, and the ball spills to ground level. Our mystery number 13 lays the tackle, and now the ball comes back out to Aaron Ferrito, just chips it forward and finds Volta, and Volta just couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Does he get an accommodating bounce? He can. He just gets under his control in time. Chips backwards dangerously. This mightn't work out very well for Gembrook Cockatoo, slapping it back the other way. It looked like it might have been Templeton, but he's under all sorts of pressure now. Officer can get the ball moving forward. Good handball on this occasion. Currently under a bit of pressure though is Charles. Can he get the kick away? He can, but he's turned it over. Schultz reading the play pretty well. So they can go back the other way. Can Gembrook Cockatoo. Long kick down the line. Looking for... And Tilly did pretty well, contested it nicely. Can he get the ball under his control? It is Aaron Ferrito in the end who does just that. And a free kick for below the knees, and Ferrito wastes no time. He plays on, but he's turned it over, has he? No, mark couldn't be taken. Winning it out the back on this occasion here is Trott. Quickly flick the handball across as well. Now Bourne gets around one. Handball's inboard. Dangerous bit of play here for the Brookers, but they can go inside forward. 50. Frazzetto, was it? No, it was Alcott. Came in from the side, affected the... intercept mark, but it's going to come back now for Officer. They do win a free kick, and we've got another mystery number now. Trent number 27 for Gembrook Cockatoo.
No, it was Brady, 77.
Brady was it? There you go.
Brady with the ball now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, very good. No, this is for Gembrook. That's right. Anyway, it comes up the line now, and the ball's currently in the hands of Moncton, who looks further afield, chips it back inboard, and finds Macro Demetrius, who'll just wait for the time being in no rush. And he just chips it side once again to Moncton. Moncton got options aplenty further ahead. He just chips it short once again. That's a pretty good kick too. Finding Hagger. Just made it work in the end. Found Beddoes, who looks to the top of the square. Can he find Seedsman? Chips it in, and Gaines has taken the mark.
Switched on mark.
Very good vision there from Fellows, or Beddoes it was in fact. And he's found an option inside forward 50. And it does look like it is Gaines who got on the end of it. No, it's not. In fact, it's Vursbecky who's taken the mark on this occasion. So any score here should be able to put Officer back in front. He'll line them up from probably about 45 metres on a bit of an angle as well. And we've got pretty good viewing point of this one. So Vilsbecky comes in now. Big kick to start off the second quarter for the backup ruckman. In he comes. Starts it right, but works it back and puts it through. So first goal, the all-important second half, going the way of the Kangaroos. 7-3-45 leads Gembrook Cockatoo, 6-3-39. We've been going 2.5 minutes into quarter number three, in fact, and the Kangaroos with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, it's a good start there from the Kangaroos. They've jumped to the lead after what we thought was a point lead at the halftime break of Gembrook Cockatoo, but in fact, it was scores all even. But they've jumped out to that 1-goal lead now as the Crows are also coming against the Pies here. They've jumped to a 1-goal behind now. May as well leave it on. Well, it's the last quarter. But ball's thrown up. Gaines gets the tap down there. Tilly manages to shark it. Gets a handball out. They're peeling for throw, but not going to get it. Unable to take a clean with Aaron Ferrito. And also look to come back here. They get a kick down the way, looking for Beddoes. I know the bounce didn't favour him. Now kicking it away was Marshall. Is he going to go to the boundary line? Yes, it is. So it trickles over the boundary line right underneath the scoreboard. As we said, scoreboard reading, Officer 7-3-45 to Gembrook Cockatoo 6-3-39. 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. As the ball looks to be thrown back in here. Snoxall and Gaines. Gaines probably got the better of that one. Chase it after there for Gembrook. Cockatoo was the captain, Volta, tackled straight away by our mystery number. And it's going to be a ball up at the far side of the ground. And it's ball back in, taken out up Snoxall, unable to take it cleanly, and they get a few handballs here. Kick on its way by Ashka. But it looks like it's gone out of bounds on the full that it has, and the kick in's going to be taken by Marshall for Gembrook Cockatoo as they get the ball from the car park. Good old local footy stuff there, Aiden.
Yeah, that's it.
So the ball's being brought back in now. Caleb Marshall now has the ball in his hand, looking to bring it back in, deep in the back pocket. Decides to go down the line. Can it might be taken looking for Frazzetto? No, it falls out the back. And also look to pound that ball back inside forward 50. Got Seadsman long, but down there, taking the mark was Weller. Weller plays... nearly played on, but then comes Latchell. Finds a teammate there in Volta. Volta brings it up the middle. Can it might be taken? Yes, it can. Not paid. I thought the mark was paid there to Perkins, but they managed to go back inside anyway. Handball at the back, looking for his teammate in Valentine. Has kicked 2 already, but Gembrook Cockatoo managed to mop it back up. But it's only going to go as far as Brady, but it's spoiled. Picking up there was Trott, who's kicked the 2 goals as well. Macro Demetrius out the back here chasing. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Gembrook Cockatoo, and it's going to come back to
Christopher Bourne.
Bourne, that's right. I was trying to figure out who the 18 was. Bourne puts a floater inside forward 50. How's the bounce going to be? It's not very pretty at all. Doesn't have for Rossetto, and he's checked off the ball a bit. The umpire says it's okay. Wasn't much in it, so it's going to be a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket of the Gembrook Cockatoo.
So boundary throw in inside forward 50 now. The Brookers have frantically got that ball back to their end of the ground. So Wareham in the ruck just grabs it out too, but he's got to get the handball away just in time. Tilly attacked it hard at ground level. Ferrito, was he taken high? Umpire calls him to go. And it will be another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Brookers. So good build-up so far, but can they find a mark? It's going to be pretty tricky. They've got plenty of numbers in there at the moment to Officer. So Wareham in the ruck once again gets the tap, but it's Gaines who can get the kick clear at the moment for the Officer Kangaroos. The ball spills to the middle of the ground now. Anyone's ball. And this will be another stoppage just forward to centre on this occasion for the Brookers. So they gain a bit of ground on that occasion to Officer. So it'll be Snoxall back in the ruck for the Brookers. Once again to do battle against Gaines. Snoxall gets high, but it was Gaines who won the tap. Plenty of numbers around it. Good strong tackle laid there by Lesky. And we will have another stoppage. So a bit of a gridlock at the moment. Neither side can really get the ball clear. So both rucks to do battle once again. Just getting the better of that tap on that occasion was Snoxall. Strong tackle laid this time by Ashkar. And holding the ball's been paid. So it's going to go the way of the Kangaroos. Opportunity to try and get the ball moving forward. So what can Ashkar do here? It's not going to go to Ashkar. In fact, mystery number 13. Ashkar's got it now, and he goes for a bit of a run. Kicks inside forward 50. Versbecky can't quite take the mark. They try to win the ball out the back. Here's an opportunity for Seedsman, but nicely done by Weller. But was he tripped? No, umpire still calls him to go. Handball's out the back, dispossessed and holding the ball. So all sorts happening there. And Gembrook Cockatoo defence get out of jail for the moment. Kick comes out wide to Weller. Chips it down the line. Bit of a dangerous kick. Does it trickle over the boundary line? No, they keep it in play, the Brookers. Was that the smart option? Weller attacked it hard and he won it too. Just continues to surge the ball forward. Picked up by Aaron Ferreto. Handballs across. It was a lateral 1-2. Back inboard on this occasion. Looking for Welsh. He's under all sorts of pressure. Now Officer can come back the other way. They'll chip it to about centre half forward. That's a really good kick as well to Quash. Not really sure where to go at the moment is Quash, the vice-captain. Chips it inside forward 50 and that's a good one to Ashkar, who can line them up from just outside 50.
Started this second half well, Ashkar.
He has. He's been pretty busy so far already. We've already gone 8 minutes into the final quarter. So Ashkar, big kick. They already lead by 6 points to Officer. This to get it out to 12 points. And neither side's really had a break so far in this game. So a 12-point lead will be very much welcomed if he can put it through here. In he comes now from just inside 50. Ashkar looks pretty good off the boot. Just across the face in the end. And it is across the face from behind. So 7-4-46 Officer. Currently led Gembrook Cockatoo. 6-3-39 as that one goes across the face. And just the minor score there on that occasion. As Gembrook Cockatoo look to bring the ball back in.
They bring the ball back in. Taking the mark there was Snoxall for Gembrook Cockatoo. Ruckman pushing up the ground as he assesses his options to kick to. And again, he's done it a couple of times today and goes backwards. And a mark is taken there by Hillard, and he decides to go laterals, and they come back even further to Marshall. Marshall now brings it down the line, looking for Tilly. Holds the mark there. Tilly puts a handball over to Snoxall. Snoxall has it now right in front of us on his own and kicks. Can this kick carry to him? No, it can't. And it's a really nice mark taken there by Snooks, courageously going back with the flight. Snooks now told to play on. Gives a handball over the top to Hagar. Hagar unable to take it cleanly and dispossessed. Now going for a run. Here is Volta. Volta puts it inside forward 50 looking for Wareham. But good body work there from Westra. Westra switches the ball. And they've got it here. And they get it to Macro Demetrius. Puts a handball right up the middle to Hudson. But tackled straight away. Hudson goes back and gets it. Puts a handball in him. But he turns it over as well. But another tackle laid there. Back up now. Here comes Gembrook Cockatoo. They're back in the middle here. They link up for a couple of handballs. Kick inside 450, looking for Wareham. Can he get out the back? He's chasing hard. So is Wester's right with him. Wester gets a handball back over the top. Really well done there. And chasing hard now after it is Clavano. Clavano gets a handball over the top. Now they retreat up the wing. Looking for Valentine. Unable to hold the mark. Ball scribbles to the ground. Going in hard. The offside player. Right on the far side of the ground. So picking it up here and running away with it is Mockton. Puts a kick, looking for a teammate, and a mark is taken. No, it's not. That was Miles flying for the mark, and he's tackled. Gembrook Cockatoo now have it. They link up for a couple of hands here. Link up for Schultz. Now they come up the middle, looking for Zedo. It's gone over his head, though. And Officer can retreat now. They play on up the middle. They have a player all out on his own on Snooks, but they take it there. And they keep going, and a short kick, and it's turned over inside their forward 50, and they bring it back out. Very quick play happening here so far, Aiden. Volta, the skipper, grabs it, turns around, plays on straight away, kicks overhead. Can a mark be taken? Almost a mark taken there by Templeton, but he puts it inside 450, looking for Wareham. Can Wareham on the mark? No, small by Westra again. Couple of great efforts there on the last line of defence by Josh Westra.
A couple of big one-on-ones he's won in the last couple of minutes as well against Miles Wareham. One of the better key forwards in the competition. So boundary throw-in in the forward pocket for Gembrook Cockatoo. Pretty good build-up so far. They currently trail by 7 points, but doing it quite nicely at the moment the last couple of minutes. But they need to get some rewards for their effort. So Wareham's going to go up in the ruck this time against Gaines. Gaines won it from the back as well. That's a free kick for a high tackle umpire. He's pointed the wrong way there, but that's all right. So it will go the way of the...
No, it's going to be a Wareham free kick in the ruck.
Wow, there you go.
This is crucial.
Gee, that's a costly mistake there from Gaines. And once again, Miles Wareham's not the kind of bloke you want to be giving a free kick in front of goal.
He's kicked the 2 today already.
He has. He's been pretty good so far today, Wareham. So this to get it back to a 1-point margin. Big kick in the context of this game. The big key forward for Gembrook Cockatoo. Already kicked 2 goals, as Trent just mentioned. Lining up for goal number 3. And a very important one it is as well. Once again, with that very slow, deliberate approach. Just those very tiny little steps. He starts at left. Is it working? Back it is, but not enough. So it's across the face. So first score of the second half for Gembrook Cockatoo, just the minor score. And Miles Wareham unable to seize the opportunity. So it's just back to a 1-goal margin. Already 12 minutes in to quarter number 3. So eventually the behind's paid. So they can bring the ball back into play now. Hagger loads up on the left boot. It's a very long ball as well. Looking for gains, and that's a really good mark as well. Up against a couple of players. Handball inboard wasn't a bad one to Hutton, but it's got to come back. So it's got to come back here to Gaines.
Why is that, Aiden?
I'm not 100% sure. He mustn't have gone back into his mark, I think, is what umpire McNeese must have thought. So holding up the game a little bit, but that's okay. The ball does eventually come back. And Gembrook won't mind that because that's just giving them a bit of time just to get some numbers back and set up defensively. So Gaines eventually gets the ball back into his hand and he'll just go short to Hutton, who doesn't have a whole lot to go to. Plenty of one-on-ones, and he just chips it back this time to Quash, who once again not really too sure where to go. He's got a couple of short options leading up to him, and eventually just goes back to Hutton. And Hutton goes back to Quash. So they're really just blocked in at the moment. Officer, they're going to try to go to the outer side of the ground on this occasion. So the ball goes out to Westro. Not a bad looking kick on that occasion too. And he finds Brady. Brady now chips it short once again. Not a bad looking kick. And he finds Macro Demetrius. Really nicely done. So they might have just found a bit of an opening here, Officer, but still another couple of kicks away from home. And Macro Demetrius now, he will just load up. Gets it to about half forward. Oh, big fly. And a great mark is taken there by Perkins. So very nicely done. A bit of a half chance there, and Riley Perkins takes it. He sends it inside forward, 50, but he's turned it over. Nicely done there by Basaka. Reading the play beautifully. And now he chips it across goal as well on this occasion to Bourne. So Michael Bourne right on the last line of defence, and he just chips it back on this occasion now to Frasetto. Oh, the Crows are in front, Trent. What's happening there? But anyway, Trent's nervous. Anyway, long kick off the boot this time of Schultz. And he might have turned it over, has he? Yes, he has. So it'll come back the other way. Good strong defensive mark taken by Perkins. Can send it back inside forward 50. They reload to the Kangaroos. And it's a game of tennis at the moment because Schultz takes the intercept mark for up Gembrook Cockatoo. So Schultz ships it across once again to Bourne. He's got a couple of options further afield. He just goes long on this occasion. So Michael Bourne to Christopher Bourne. That's a really good mark taken there by Christopher Bourne. Where does he go? He's got Frasetto further afield. So too with Templeton. Templeton will fly. So too will Hagar for Officer. Now the ball stays in play. Nicely done by Frasetto. Kept it in, but it's beautifully picked up though by Westro. Got the handball away just in time to Hutton. Hutton goes further afield. It's a free kick for downfield. Just getting a bit too overzealous there was Lesky. And the free kick will go to Hutton for Officer. So what can Hutton do? Not a whole lot of options. And he's got to be brought back into his mark here by the umpire. So Ryan Hutton kicks it to half forward, hugging the boundary line with the kick as well. Tilly gets the fist in, and he gets it over the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play. So 15 and a half minutes gone into quarter number 3. And it's only 6 points the difference at the moment. Officer 7-4-46, currently leading Gembrook Cockatoo 6-4-40. Just a 6-point difference. So ball thrown back into play. Bourne in the ruck this time. And I think there's a free kick here for a hold on the ruck, is it? No, it's going to go the way of the Brookers. So off the ball. So the free kick will go to Lesky. Lesky. Plenty of options down the line. It's an up and under ball looking for Tilly. Can he take the mark? Can he? No, he can't. And so this is another opportunity now in the ruck for both ruckmen. Ball to be thrown back into play. And the crowd getting involved now. There's a whistle. There we go. Now, I like that from the umpire. Got a stamp authority. A couple of players just getting a little bit too hot and heavy at the moment. And now's another whistle for a free kick for a hold. And this will go the way of the Brookers by the seams of things. And Aaron Ferrito wastes no time, takes the advantage, goes out wide with the kick. It's a pretty good one too to Wareham. He's probably just too far out to score. And he wheels and goes Wareham from about 55. It's a wobbling ball. Can someone take the mark? It's going to fall short. Bouncing ball. Tap towards the boundary line. Officer will want to take it over. Gembrook will want to keep it in. Stays in play, doesn't know the boundary umpire. It's a free kick to Gembrook Cockatoo. Can you believe that? So umpire McNeese has spotted something in the pocket. We'll try and pick up on who this is. I think it might be Frasetto, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, was that one of the three?
No, I think it might. It's going to be a kick around the corner nonetheless. It's not a bad looking one too. Goal umpire likes it. No, just across the face. So another missed opportunity there for Gembrook Cockatoo early days in this quarter. 7-4-46 now leads 6-5-41. 5 points of difference. It's back within a goal.
So they look to bring it back in from Macro Demetrius. They fetch the ball from the car park, gone to the top of the hill.
Yeah, so we just got to wait for the ball to come back here for the moment. This is once again, Trent, the local footy problems that
It
we
looks like it's
that we
gone
have
further
here.
down into the bush. That's what the problem was.
Well,
right down there.
It's a shame, Trent, because they've got that big, massive net up there, but it's not really doing the job. And it's still 1 point in the AFL, and gee, it's pretty nervous times for both clubs there. Adelaide leading by 1 point, and Trent's getting a bit antsy in the box. But yeah, the big net's not really doing the job at the moment. There's a bit of delay in play here at the moment, Trent. What's happening?
What's happening with this or that?
Oh no, what's happening here?
Oh, we're peeing the bed.
Oh no, that's interesting analogy there. But yeah, so we're still currently waiting. We might actually take a look at some scores from around the grounds here while we wait. So
they literally can't find the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Trent. So I'll take a look at some Premier Division scores.
Yeah, I'll get Div 1 up.
Narrow Warren 7-7-49 are currently leading Monbulk 4-5-29. Wandon 16-13 109 are currently leading Berwick Springs 4-3-27.
So
Mount Evelyn 3-4-20.
It was Joel Ferrero who missed that goal just then.
Yep, there we go. Mount Evelyn 3-4-22, trailing Woori-Alec 12-15-87. Olinda-Fernie Creek 12-14-86, lead Pakenham 4-11-35. And, of course, the score here, 7-4-46 to 6-5-41. And we're back in action now, Trent, as Brady goes long down the line with that kick. Up and under ball. Can someone take a mark here? Schultz couldn't quite hang on to it. And I think this is going to be locked up, is it? No, now they can get away, Officer. They're out the back. Long kick inside forward 50. Siegeman is there. Oh, but doing really well and parking himself underneath. It was Marshall, and it'll come back the other way.
Marshall now gets it from the defensive 50 after taking a beautiful intercept mark. Brings it up the middle looking for Fazzetto. He flies, unable to hold the mark, but Gembrook Cockatoo get it on the counter-attack. Through Ferrito. Now the kick to move forward. Can they be taken cleanly? Yes, it can. A handball over the top. There's a couple of players there. Another handball. Shot on goal. Kick is on its way, and it's there!
There we go. What a finish that was.
It's another mystery number, Aiden.
We'll figure that out in
27.
27. Oh, we don't have a 27. We'll have to figure that one out in a second, Trent. But no, very good finish nonetheless there. And they're back in front of the Brookers, 7-5-47.
Yes, but they've managed to hit back in the front.
There we go. They have.
So ball bring back into the middle. They're up by 5 points here.
1 point, I think it is. We just haven't got the scoreboard update yet.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
Here we go, Trent.
As the ball is being brought back into the middle here. Ball's thrown up now. Snoxel, no ruckman really getting a hand on that. Mystery 13 grabs the ball, tackled straight away. It's going to be a ball up here. And a bit more going on after the ball. The umpire blows his whistle straight away and tells everyone to calm down.
Oh, there we go.
The ball's thrown up now.
Shot a goal for...
No one taking it out of the ruck there. It was Gaines who probably got the best of it. Now handball over the top, misses the handball, chasing it after it hard for Gembrook Cockatoo is Templeton. He's tackled, handball's there. Now picking it up here is Mogden. And he picks it up and he kicks it down the floor.
So Collingwood are back in front of the AFL for all those wondering what that banging noise is.
So then they bring it back to the boundary. It's going to be a boundary throwing Gaines and Snoxel to go at it in the ruck. It's been a good battle all day, Aiden. Gaines probably gets the better. Snoxel has the 2 goals though, so it's an all-round game, probably has it. Actor gets it now. He's tackled, gets around a few, just manages to get his kick away. Now moving it forwards, Hutton. Hutton gets a kick inside forward, 50 Kenneth Marbury taking Valentine. No, but it's a free kick. Believe it's going to go back to Valentine, I think it is. And that it is. Valentine has the 2. Goes lateral, interesting looking decision, and finds a teammate on his own who will have a shot for goal. Can't quite get who it is. But from about 45 out, and he comes even shorter and finds the vice captain
in Hagger. A big opportunity this for Hagger, Trent.
So Hagger, when he kicks this, will probably be about 45, or even further, probably about that 50 out. So it's going to need to be a really big kick. I just noticed how, because I reckon, he's standing right on the 50. So it's going to have to give everything here. Hagger with a big kick. It's high. I don't think it's quite got the distance. Adam can a mark be taken? Yes, it can! A mark is taken on the line, but it looks to be... I couldn't quite get who the player was, Aiden.
It's Versbecky, Trent. Number 68
Yeah,
for
Versbecky.
Officer.
He's flown a couple of times today, hasn't he?
He's taken the mark on this occasion. This is a big kick as well, Trent.
As a mark is taken, it's going to be a kick to put them back in front.
Yep.
1 point the margin. What a game we've got here. Versbecky comes in to put the Kangaroos back in front. Kick on its way. It's just across the face.
He's missed it. Can you believe that?
Scores are all tied up now.
So Versbecky misses a fairly straightforward opportunity. And Gembrook Cockatoo can bring the ball back into play. And they're going to waste no time here, the Brookers as well. Long kick goes down the line. Plenty of players underneath it. Wareham flies and can't quite take the mark. He did well to get the front position. Now it's anyone's ball, slapped out of there for the time being. And then it goes straight back in as well. There's huge numbers around this one. This is going to be a very tough one to win. Lesky just burrowing through. And he's been pinged for a throw, has he? No, pinged for in the back. So Lesky with the free kick. What can he do? It's going to come back. So Dean Lesky's got Volta on the outside. And he'll look to go to him as well. And that's a good option as well, Damien Volta. Usually a pretty good user. So Volta, where can he go? Loads up on that right boot. Long kick down the line. Bourne is in the area. Bourne flies. It goes through the hands. Ashcroft at the back. Was there a push? Yes, there was. So a free kick to Christopher Bourne. Maybe too far out to score. No, he handballs away to Weller. Weller has a ping, and he's sent it home, has he? No, he's just across the face. So Gembrook Cockatoo back in front. It looked pretty good off the boot, the kick, but it just faded at the last moment. Not a bad-looking kick there from Braden Weller, but does put Gembrook Cockatoo back in front, but just by the 1 point. So it'll come back now. Hagger with the kick-in duties. He's got Ashkar, the shorter option, but he goes much longer this time. Gaines tries to fly from the back, couldn't quite take the mark. It comes to ground level, and we will have another stoppage at half forward for Gembrook Cockatoo. So big opportunity now for Gembrook Cockatoo once again to reload. So Snoxall's going to go up in the ruck up against Gaines. Gaines just getting a little fingertip on it. The ball trickles towards the boundary line. Lesky's in a one-on-one up against that man there in Hudson, and he's taken high as he. No, umpire calls it a ball up. So a ball to be thrown back up here. Big opportunity once again. Snoxall and Gaines. Snoxall does the body work and he wins the tap, but it might be turned over here. Maloney tried to win it. Volta went really hard though. Hudson once again. Ball goes back the other way. And that's a siren, and that'll be three-quarter time here. Another short quarter in match of the round here. So a big opportunity for both sides. It's a 1 point margin and Gembrook Cockatoo, and we're underway. And once again, Gaines up against that man there in Snoxall until he tries to win it straight away in the middle. He's been gang tackled though, and it will be take two in the centre. So all to play for in this last quarter, as just mentioned. So really looking forward to what should be an exciting last quarter as both rucks will go at it once again. Snoxall up against Gaines. Gaines goes early. Snoxall try to grab it, and he tried to grab it with one hand and it just spilled out. He probably could have just gone with the two hands there and sent them forward. Anyway, now Volta's got it under his control. Sends it back the other way, up and under ball. Can someone take a mark here? No, it's beautifully spoiled there. Now there's another opportunity picked up by Templeton. Oh, and he's dumped into the ground, Templeton. That was very harsh treatment. Could have almost been a reversal free, but the umpire allows it to go. So now the ball's currently in the hands of that man there in Charles, who goes to the outer side of the ground. It's a really good kick as well this occasion. To Hagger, the vice-captain, who goes long to half forward to Maloney. He couldn't quite hold the mark, and it was a favourable bounce on that occasion to Bourne. Marshall gets the handball into Tilly. Tilly sells the candy beautifully. Now goes onto the right boot. It's a beautiful kick to Frasetto, who can take it and run, but he decides against it for the time being. Tries to find a long option. Goes long inside forward. 50. No mark can be taken. An officer have got the numbers out the back, and they can get the kick clear. Long kick now as well. It's not a bad one. It's wobbling away though, looking for Snooks, who gets it under his control. Quash it was in fact, put a good shepherd on just to help out his mate there, and now trickles over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. So boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position here, broadcast side of the ground. Still currently 1 point the margin. 7-6-48 Gembrook Cockatoo. Leading officer 7-5-47. So ball to be thrown back in. Snoxall up against Gaines once again. Been the battle all day. It's a nice boundary throw in too. Plenty of height. Snoxall to the front, but Gaines won it from the back. Tilly, does he get a favourable bounce? No, he doesn't. And we will have another stoppage. Snoxall locking up that man there, Hutton. And repeat stoppages on the broadcast side wing, Trent.
It's a ball to be thrown back up now. Snoxall to go up. Gets Gaines. Been a good battle all day. Snoxall gets the tap. Sharked there by our secret player. Tackle is laid, and the umpire saying it's going to be a boundary throw up. Just going to ball it up here. 2 rucks to go back at it again. As I said, been a good battle between the 2 ruckmen all day. Ball's thrown up. Gaines uses his strength, pushes him out of the way. Snoxel goes back and gets there. Tackles late. It's going to be a free kick given to Gembrook. Cockatoo, I believe, and yes, it is. So ticking it up here looks to be... Don't know. Who's 91, Aiden?
That is Lesky.
Lesky, as he puts it in the centering kick. Nice centering kick. Could it be 25? There's been a couple of them today, but no. Umpire says no. Aaron Ferreiro with the ball. Best 60 from home. Centre half forward. Puts it to the top of the square looking for Wareham. Can't hold the mark. Out the back is Westrup, but he's tackled straight away. How's the umpire going to see this one? It's going to be a ball up, sorry. Deep inside the forward 50 of Gembrook Cockatoo. With Gembrook Cockatoo leading by a point. Tap down. Can we get a clearing kick out here? Officer have it through Hagar. Hagar gets around 1. Then switches the kick out to the other side to Valentine. Valentine now has it and assesses his option. Doesn't have much to go to, so he just goes over the top, finds Squash. Squash now over the top and finds another teammate there.
In Macro Demetrius.
Macro Demetrius. He brings it back in the middle. So here they go now. They can pounce off halfback. They bring it all the way up, way to the other side to Gaines. Gaines over to Accra. Now he's having a look. He doesn't know where to go. But he turns around, stiffs arm that one, gives a handball back. They just don't know where to go here, Aiden. Gaines has it, puts it down the line. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. Mark taken there by board of Gembrook Cockatoo, who brings a beautiful kick in the middle. Dangerous, but is it worth it? Mark unable to be held there by Welsh, the vice captain. But here, the ball's at the bottom of the pad. Macro Demetrius is there, picking it up there. Gembrook Cockatoo was for Zeto. Now they get a kick inside 450. Can a mark be taken by Ferreira? No, it can't. Westro probably got a bit of hands in the back, but the umpire says play on. Hagar has it now. Again, shrugs off a tackle, puts it down the line and gets him out of trouble. Finding Mockton. Mockton now with a panic of space. Has 1 bounce. Has 2. Could have a 3rd, but decides to put a kick inside forward 50. Looking for Maloney. Gets out the back. Maloney chasing after him, but it's going to trickle over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
And yeah, that's it. They've done that pretty well there. Officer frantic play once again, but they've got it to their end of the ground. Already about 5 minutes gone into quarter number 4. So boundary throw in just inside forward 50 for the Kangaroos. They still trail by 1 point. No score yet in the last quarter. So an opportunity for them to try and get themselves back in front or at least level the scores. Snoxel gets to the front, goes straight towards the boundary line. Valentine couldn't quite get it under his control. Plenty of players around it now too, and I think we'll have another stoppage. The ball's not going anywhere, and we will. So ball up just inside forward 50 once again for the Kangaroos. And once again it'll be Gaines and Snoxel to go or do battle in the ruck. So both ruckmen, Versbeck it is in fact this time for Officer, and there's another free kick on this occasion, going to go to the Brookers. So a little reprieve for Gembrook Cockatoo in defence, and the free kick goes to Snoxel. Not really too sure where to go at the moment. Plenty of one-on-ones. So we'll just load up down the line, will the big fella. Long kick down the ground. Hager positions himself nicely, but he can't quite take the mark for Officer. Now they might go back the other way. That's a dangerous handball, though, and they've turned it over. Inside forward 50 they go, but the kick was smothered and goes out of bounds once again. So another boundary throw in. So a good bit of defensive pressure there from the Brookers to stop that bit of play. So another boundary throw in at half forward this time as the lights just start to come on here at Officer. Pretty late finish to this game it will be. Snoxel gets outbodied by Versbecky. Now Officer, here's another chance for them. Handball goes all the way back to go forward. Now they can get it inside forward 50. Versbecky will fly. He can't quite take the mark, any. Oh, no, it just didn't quite get the hands. Now there's an opportunity for Valentine at the back. Can he win the foot race? Well, he gets there first, does he? Valentine keeps it in play, gets around a couple. Handball back in board. Kick towards goal is home.
Well fought out there by Valentine.
An important one-on-one victory for Valentine. We're not quite sure who the goal kicker is, but we'll find out in a moment. But the most important thing so far, Trent, is that Officer are back in front.
Yeah, it was really well done by Valentine there. Fought his way through it. Looks like it might be Beddoes.
We'll just try and find it in a moment. He won't turn around for us, Trent, and this is always the...
I'm pretty certain it might be Beddoes.
Here he comes now, Trent. We'll figure it out in a moment. He's coming off to the bench, so we'll be able to figure it out too. But the ball goes back into the middle now. So now it's Gembrook Cockatoo's turn to respond. Over to you, Trent.
And in fact, it was Beddoes.
Well done, Trent. Good spotting.
The ball's brought back into the middle now for a ball up. Ball's up. Gaines gets it to the tap, but then grabs it out of the ruck and he's tackled straight away, Snoggle. But it's going to be another ball up. Snoxel doing well there with the second efforts. Gaines wins that tap again. Chasing after it. Alcott's there, but so is Mockton. He's going to get the free kick. Mockton.
Ooh. Free kick
Didn't
for a
have the
hold.
ball. Mockton now puts a kick inside 50, looking for Seedsman just over his head, but at the back, Valentine again dances around one, puts a kick to the top of the 50. Can it be taken? No, good body work there by Gembrook Cockatoo player in Bourne. It's a goal! Kicks a goal!
Oh.
Bit of a stumble on the goal line, and they mop it up. Does Vizbecki, and he kicks a goal. Believe that would be his second.
Yes, it will be his second, and that's an 11-point lead. Trent. That's the biggest lead of the game. That's how close it's been all day. So 9-5-59. Officer currently lead Gembrook Cockatoo 7-6-48.
Just the pressure and the fumble. He really couldn't fumble on that goal line there in that pressure.
No, you couldn't.
Trying to be
Trent.
too cute with it, I think, and the pressure for an officer, which is right there, ready to go.
So pretty crucial moment in the game there, and it's gone the way of Officer. They get the lead out to 11 points. So it really is up to Gembrook Cockatoo to respond. The ball goes back in the middle now. Gaines wins the tap. Hutton chases after it, gets the handball away now. Officer suddenly with plenty of momentum. Currently with the ball in hand is Hudson. Can he send them inside forward 50? Just go short to Quash. Oh, could have nearly been 25. I think Quash wanted it, but umpire McNeese having nothing of it. So Quash is going to have to go back about a kick and a half from home. Chips it in short. It's a good-looking kick. Oh, it's over the head, and Michael Bourne with a very important intercept mark. Read the play beautifully. And he handballs across. Little chip kick there from Basaka, and he does well to find Schultz. So Schultz will just have to go further afield, or he'll chip it back across goal. Weller's under a bit of pressure. Valentine did fairly well, but in the end they get it back under their control. Now it's currently with Marshall. Marshall has a leading option this occasion in Hillard, but he doesn't go for him. He looks to go further afield. This will be turned over. Picked up beautifully there by Snooks. Centres the ball to Macro Demetrius. Now it comes back to Clavarino. Got to get around a couple. Goes onto the left boot. Long ball inside forward 50. Seedsman can't quite take the mark. Now Gembrook Cockatoo with a chance. Caleb Marshall gets the ball out of the defensive 50. Oh, Perkins couldn't quite take the mark, but he's going to get a free kick for front on contact. So another big moment in the game there. Gembrook getting the ball out momentarily, but it's going to come straight back. Calling for the handball received there was Johnston, and eventually he's going to get it. Oh, he's really chased down by Frazzetto, but he got the kick away just in time. No intercept mark can be taken. Now picked up beautifully at ground level by Moncton. Can he get the handball away? Here's Macro Demetrius looking for a high tackle. None forthcoming. Crushing the pack beautifully there was Aaron Ferretto. So much chaos going on out there at the moment. Now attacking the pack beautifully was Weller. And we're going to have a stoppage just inside forward 50 for Officer. Absolutely chaotic bit of play there from both teams. So it's a stoppage just inside forward 50 for the Kangaroos, who currently led by 11 points. Winning the tap on that occasion there was Gaines, and the kick's been turned over in this occasion from Gembrook Cockatoo. Macro Demetrius on the end of it. Obviously too far out to score. He's right in the middle of the ground. He chips it to about half full, and that's great vision from James Macro Demetrius. And it looks like... I'm trying to figure out who that is.
I reckon, the boots.
I think it is. Mark Seedsman.
The boots.
So Mark Seedsman on the end of the kick, who's got the range. It's all about accuracy. This could make it 17 points, and this could really break the back of Gembrook Cockatoo if he can nail it from here, Trent. Already just about 11 minutes gone into the final quarter.
Pushes out to virtually a 3-goal lead. Obviously a point less, but pretty much a 3-goal to get him back in front.
That's it. Leaves the door ajar slightly, but it'll be a real uphill climb for Gembrook Cockatoo. Seedsman can nail this. And he comes from 53. Looks pretty good. Does it hold the line? Does it make the carry? No, it just falls short. And the Gembrook defence just get their hands on that one. So it's a behind. That's it. Another behind there for Mark Seedsman. And 9-6-60 currently leads 7-6-48. The way of the Kangaroos, 12-point margin.
Bringing it back in here for Gembrook Cockatoo is Hillard. Hillard goes wide. Finds a teammate there. Looks to be Phillips. Assesses his options. They get a handball back. Now they're looking for handballs. They can't afford to fumble this handball. Volta now gets it and brings it wide. Interesting looking kick, but a nice mark taken there by Weller. Weller plays on. Brings it down the line looking for Wareham. It's gone over his head, but taking the mark there is Joel Ferretto. Ferretto's off his mark. Umpire tells him to play on. Goes short. Finds Frazzetto. Good build up here for Gembrook Cockatoo. Can they capitalise here? Assesses his option. Frazzetto puts it inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken? No, it can't. Where are the Crummers? They're not there. They get a few handballs out here off the sub, but a kick towards goal.
Ooh, offline.
Just offline. Off the boot there of Corey Phillips. Unfortunately, just going through for the behind. It brings it back to a
11-point
margin.
2 straight kicks.
As they bring it back in now. Tucked right on the boundary line. They go wide across to Hagar. Hagar goes to the other side. And they're slow build up, so they're not offside. They're not rushing their quiz. Quash now has the ball. Assessing his options, and he's telling everyone I'm going long down the line, and then brings it in short on the wing, looking for his teammate there in Snooks. Snooks gets it, goes for a bit of run, tries to dance around one, then slips over, but gets back up, does well to get the handball over to Miles. Miles gets the handball back over, kick is on its way by Beddoes, snaps to the top of the square, but it's going to go once in, but the bounce isn't in their favour, but it's going to be a push in the back, and it's going to be a free kick going back to
Michael Bourne.
Michael Bourne.
So Bourne can get Gembrook Cockatoo out of danger. Little chip kick just finds the chest of Hillard, but it didn't go the required journey. Now Hillard kicks around his body, looking for a teammate. It might come back the other way now for Officer. They're under all sorts of pressure. Gembrook Cockatoo now. They really can't concede the next goal. And it's a free kick for a sling tackle. And it looks like it will go the way of the Kangaroos as well. So that's not the kind of mistake that Gembrook need to be making at this stage of the game. 11 points down with 13.5 minutes already gone into quarter number 4. So they're going to take their time. It looks like Quash has got the ball for Officer. So Quash wheels around onto the right boot, chips it short, and Seedsman has got it. Another big opportunity for Mark Seedsman, who's been a little bit offline so far today. 1 goal, 2 so far. But he's got an opportunity here to put the margin back out to 17 points, which would be the biggest margin of the day, and really start to make things tricky for Gembrook Cockatoo. And maybe Trent, maybe he might come in with a little cameo late like Aaron Edwards did last week for Hillsville. Didn't do much in the first 3 quarters, but then when it really mattered, stepped up. So here's the opportunity for Mark Seedsman to get his team out to a 17-point margin. Big kick in the context of this game. A kick of about 40 metres required. Distance shouldn't be a problem. It's all about the accuracy as Seedsman begins his approach. And he's going to have to restart the whole thing. So one of the Officer players has gone into the protected zone. So now Mark Seedsman's going to have to redo the whole process. In he comes now, once again. There's a kick over 40 metres required. Seedsman. Kick on its way. It's just offline. Oh, and a good strong mark taker, was it? No, it was just across the line for a point there for Schultz.
Didn't quite connect very well with that one, Seedsman.
No, didn't. I think he was a bit rattled by the fact that he had to go again there, Trent, and he's 1 goal, 3 now. It's a 12-point margin. And another reprieve for Gembrook Cockatoo. So Marshall with a kick in duties. It's a long one as well. Straight down the middle of the ground. Oh, good strong mark taken on that occasion by Snoxall. That was a really important contested mark. What is a terrible handball. Put his teammate under all sorts of pressure. Gets it back out to Volta now, who has to get around the tackler. Got the handball away, but he might have turned it over. Maybe a favourable bounce. Can Alcock get it under his control? Chases after it. He's got speed. Oh, good strong tackle. Was it? No. High contact, said umpire McNeese. So a bit of a reprieve once again for Gembrook Cockatoo. The handball decision there wasn't... Oh, no, another fumble. Alcott's going to get it back, though, so they'll make it work. And he just throws a wobbling barrel onto his boot, but this is going to be turned over by... Oh, Gaines couldn't hold it. And now he's got a free kick for high contact, and it's just mistakes all over the place, Trent.
I don't know what's going on here. It's intense moments here, Aiden.
It is.
That's all I can say. 18 points is the margin. Kicks over its head. Hagar now gets it. Side steps around one. Couldn't get around the Rossetto tackle. Akka has it now. Puts a stiff arm on Rossetto. Can't get around the second tackle, but he's going to get the ball back for a sling tackle after he disposed of the footy. So it's going to come back to Ashka here. Ashka now, he's been pretty good in the second half especially. He has the ball now. Your boy Macro Demetrius has been really good too. I think he just loves saying it every time he gets the ball. But now they switch it back and they find the teammate there in Clavino and they switch it to Hagar. He's been really good too, especially in the second half. He's popped up very lively, done some very inspirational things. And a tackle is laid there. Good tackle laid by Walsh of Gembrook Cockatoo. Officers still with the ball and they bring it wide. Looking for Clavino again. They have Ashka even wider, and that's where they go. Ashka now holds the mark. He's in the defensive 50, plays on. Has a couple of teammates all on their own. Has Hudson wide, but decides to bring it inboard. Looking for Gaines, but it's cut off there by Joel Ferrito. Ferrito plays on. Nearly runs into danger of 2-pill. Taking it there is Tilly. Tilly plays on. Puts a long kick inside forward 50. Get him up. We take it, but it could go all the way. Oh, just saving it on the line was Cavino there. And he doubles back and kicks it, and a nice mark is taken there by Hudson. Hudson now was getting chased down there ferociously by Aaron Ferrito. Hudson goes over the top in search of Mockton, but it's been turned over and it's in the hands now of Alcott. Alcott tells everyone, give me some options. Alcott puts it inside 450 into the pocket. Can a mark be taken? No, it can't. But there's pressure being laid everywhere and it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
So boundary throw-in inside the forward pocket for Gembrook Cockatoo, who've just had the better of these last couple of minutes, so it's incredibly important that they get a goal here really quickly, Trent. Haven't ticked into red time just yet, so there's still time for the Brookers, but they need to get moving quickly. So tap was won there by Gaines. Anyone's ball is a whistle. Oh. And it's a free kick to the Kangaroos. So they'll take that one for sure. Ashkar's got it as well. He goes across goal. Interesting decision, but in the end he found Charles. Charles continues to go out wide and looks like he's found Brady. Brady goes long down the line with that kick, and that's really good vision as well, and the mark's been taken once again. So they can continue to press the Kangaroos. Plenty of options. Long kick goes down the line, and I think it might be turned over. Here's Snoxel underneath it. Couldn't hold the mark. Gets it back under his control, but he was tackled straight away. Now it's in the hands of Schultz. Schultz kicks around his body on the right boot, and he's turned it over. And now once again, Officer can go back the other way. Long kick off the left boot this time. Who can hold the mark? Michael Bourne in a 1-on-1 wins it. Slaps it off the hands there of Seedsman. Does it go over the boundary line? Yes, it does. So they find the sanctity of the boundary line, do the Brookers. But we're about to tick it a red time now. And Officer, if they can find one more goal, they are in prime position to win this game. But it's at the right end of the ground if you are a Kangaroo supporter. And now there's another whistle. What's going on here, Trent? So someone's gone down behind play for the Brookers. It's Schultz. Now, I don't think there's going to be a free kick paid. And eventually, yeah, so the boundary throw-in will continue on. So it's a boundary throw-in. Gaines up against Snoxel. Gaines wins the tap, does that pretty well. Trying to shark it was Frazzetto, but he couldn't quite take it cleanly. Now busting through. Long kick towards goal. Is on line. Is it? No, it's just offline, but that's a pretty handy point nonetheless. 9-8-62, Officer currently leading Gembrook Cockatoo, 7-7-49, and the Brookers know they've got to get the ball moving pretty quickly. Long kick down the line, can Christopher Bourne take the mark? Yes, he can. Strong hands there from Christopher Bourne. In a bit of a pack, and he did really well to take it down to ground. So now what can he do? He's just got to go long down the line. Bit of a one-on-one contest here. Wareham underneath it. Was he pushed out? No, umpire calls him to go. And that's a very good kick as well. Valentine's going to get out the back here. He can take it and run, decides against it. Chips it short. That's going to fall short, though, of his teammate. And now Gembrook Cockatoo with another opportunity. Hillard picks it up at ground level. Gets around a couple.
Now just throws a barrel up here too.
On the right boot now. Looking for Wareham. Can Wareham take a mark? No. Oh, free kick for a push out, so Wareham's going to get it. He's got to get moving, Wareham. He's got Templeton out the back. The kick not the best one, though. Still kicks to a 1-on-1. Might work out okay. No mark can be taken, and the bounce favours Officer. There's still a chance, though. What can Frito do? Kick towards goal. It's home! Is it? No, it's touched. Oh, can you believe that? Nearly a big opportunity there for Joel Ferrito, and it was touched on the line. And very good defending there from Officer.
They look to bring the ball back in here, Officer. They go lateral. And they go back inboard to Mockton. And they go even wider down the boundary line. So they're doing well to keep possession. Gembrook Cockatoo keep pushing, but they're not taking their chances. 2 goals is what they need. And what is it? Nearly 21 minutes gone in the last quarter. So not much time left. But tucking it hard was good there. Now they've got a ball looking to kick it away. Bruce Masaka, but he gets a kick and it just goes straight up in the air. There's a free kick being paid. Which way is it going? Which way? No, he was doing something with his hands. I didn't know if he said, oh, no, went the wrong way. But no, went the correct way. He's going to go to Officer, which is not what Gembrook Cockatoo needed as they were going back into their forward 50. So the free kick, they're just trying to see it's going to. And he can't quite see who it's going to. I thought he was going to go backwards to Hudson there, but he decides, no, I'll go long down the line. And a nice strong mark in the pack taken there by Snoxel. He's been good all day, Aiden. Kicked 2 in the second quarter as well. Can he provide that momentum as he goes down the line? Can a mark be taken? Wareham comes hard. Wareham takes a nice strong mark. Can he wheel and go? No. He assesses his options. Now pulls the trigger. Goes wide. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can.
Welsh.
Well taken there by Welsh. He's on a tough angle though here, Aiden. Right into the scoreboard. He'll kick this from about 40. Goes through, picks up the Matthew Lloyd grass, throws it up in the air, but he's doing it very quickly because he knows, I haven't got enough, much time, mate, and there's 22 minutes gone in this quarter. Not much more than 5 minutes left, and we're down by 11 points. Kick is on its way. Still got to quite make the distance. Can it be marked on the line? Alcott flies, but can't take the mark. Doing well there was Snooks. He gets a retreating kick, but going back and getting it there was Welsh. Handball over the top. Gathering it there for Officer was Johnston, and he gets a clearing kick out of there. Wareham chasing hard. Wareham's going to track back and get this. Gets the handball back, but there's the siren. That is a short quarter, Aiden, and what a game we just had for the match of the round.
Can you believe that, Trent? 22 minutes the final quarter, and Officer do hold on in our match of the round. The final scores, as I've got it here, Officer 9-8-62 have defeated Gembrook Cockatoo 7-8-50.